Hey everybody, what's going on? Crobat for the win here today, bringing you guys GBA Week 1. This week, it's the Los Angeles Nidokings, my team, versus the Atlanta Hawluchas, coached, owned, the CEO of, all that, by Fizzy Stardust on YouTube. His link will be in the description, as well as all the links to GBA information. Now this is a critical Week 1. It's not really make or break for the whole season, but it's going to set the tempo for the rest of the year, so it's definitely a win I'd like to get. Let's get into the threats. Alright, so his team has major threats. First one, Mew. Mew can run literally any set ever. Sword Stance, Nasty Plot, specially defensive, physically defensive, you name it. So I have to watch out for that, the absolute most out of everything. Next up, we have Mega Aggron. Obviously, Mega Aggron has the defense of the Great Wall of China, and I have a lot of physical threats on my team that can't hit it very hard, so that's something to watch out for. His last major threat over here is, what the Alright, sorry about that, technical difficulties, but the last major threat is definitely Keldeo. It has pretty good dual stabs that can hurt a lot of my team. Obviously I'll have to keep Venusaur and Raikou around. I'll have to see if I can play around it. I think I can. You know, I'm thinking we have a good matchup. Let's just see. Let's jump into it. So this is it. This is the most anticipated Week 1 battle. Here it is. I'm going to lead off with Weavile. He leads off with Mega Aggron, or what will be Mega Aggron. Obviously, since I'm carrying the Fake Out, I'm just going to go for that first turn. He Mega Evolves. Look at this Fake Out damage. Once again, I'm going back to my earlier reference. The Great Wall of China takes that Fake Out so well. At least there's a flinch, I guess. I'm gonna have to switch out now with Weavile. I'm gonna go into Gliscor. I'm just hoping he doesn't carry a super effective move of some kind. I'm thinking he won't. I figured he'd just go for Stealth Rocks. Gliscor I know doesn't really care about that too much. And I also know Earthquake, it's probably 4 or 5 hit KO, but I can outstall this thing pretty easily. He goes into Chestnaught. I kind of predicted that switch, so that's why I figured I may as well just go for the sub. I also thought if he had a super effective move, I could scout for it. Now here's Chestnaught, which is the most... Everyone hates it in the GBA. It's pretty underrated. Let's just say that. It's pretty defensive, and it's an uphill battle with my Gliscor right about now. So I go for the knockoff as he goes for Spiky Shield, and this turn I went for Earthquake because I thought he might switch into Mega Aggron. Yeah, that didn't quite work out too well. Here's a stall fest, so I'm going to speed some things up, and I'll just narrate it pretty quickly. Right now, I'm just going to go for the knockoff. I really don't know why, I'm just going for moves, honestly. I don't want to waste all my Earthquake power points right now. I just don't see a reason to, considering I could just completely outstall this thing as long as I think he's going for Wood Hammer. I have a winning matchup here, in the long run. He's going to keep going for Spiky Shields, and I'm going to keep knocking off. Spiky Shields are doing practically nothing because I'm just going to gain it right back thanks to Toxicor. Knockoff, Wood Hammer, he just takes more damage. This is a winning matchup for me in the long run. It's going to take a while, and that's why this is sped up probably 3 times, but I know I can do it. I'm going to go for the Earthquake this time, because I can. He's going to go for the Wood Hammer. Now that he's not behind a sub, I'm just going to go for a knockoff this turn. Unfortunately, he's going to go for Spiky Shield, but I'm going to go for the knockoff again. I'm going to be persistent, and this knockoff, as you're seeing, as he switches out, is going to pay off, because it's going to be a Keldeo, which, yes, does have Justified, but what Keldeo's physical moves? Oh, wait, mine. Just not in this match. I knock off his Choice Scarf, which is awesome. That is the best thing that could have ever happened, because now this Keldeo isn't that threatening at all. And I'm just going to go for a Protect, so I can get some health back. I'm obviously going to have to switch out here. That Sacred Sword, he must have predicted Empoleon, that was my guess. So I know he might go for the Icy Wind this time, but I think regular Venusaur can take it, since it's not really that powerful. And indeed, he does, even a crit. There's a crit and it takes it. I'm going to go Mega Evolve now. Now I know I can take an Icy Wind, even if he has a Hidden Power Flying. Mega Venusaur is just so bulky that I'm 99% sure it can take one. And thankfully it does. 28 HP, I'm going to set up a Synthesis. Maybe I could have went for Giga Drain, but on the off chance he switched that turn, or if he did switch, I think it actually was a good chance he could have switched. He actually does now, goes into Chestnaught. I'm going to get the Giga Drain off, and I actually like that damage. That is nice damage on something like that. So he's sitting there with Chestnaught. I think I have a winning matchup again because I have Synthesis. He's just going for Hammer Arm. I'm guessing maybe predicting a switch, maybe just to see how much it does. Not a lot, obviously. I go for the knockoff because I don't want that thing to have leftovers. In the long run, that's going to help. So he's going to go into Mega Aggron. I'm not the biggest fan of that because I don't have anything to hit it, but I know I probably still have some kind of winning matchup because guess what? That thing's bad special defense, and I have Synthesis. That thing probably does not carry Rest. He's actually going to go double switch into Keldeo, predicting my switch into Gliscor. Worked out perfectly because I just go for the Giga Drain, and now he's going to have to switch out again. He goes into Goodra, which does carry Sap Sipper. That is a minor nuisance because I'm just going to go for the knockoff. He's going for Dragon Tail. It's going to do a little bit, as you see, not really that much. Mega Venusaur is just tanking everything. I'm going to get Dragon Tailed out into the greatest thing possible. Toys R Us' counterpart, Haxorus, going for the Dragon Claw. The Goodra's dead on the spot. Didn't even do much this match. Got one Dragon Tail off. Sure. Now he's going to go into Mega Aggron, which I figure I need to get as much damage on this thing as possible. Going for your EQ, I score a crit. Haxorus with your Mold Breaker, breaking through Filter. Amazing job. I feel bad about the crit, but in the GBA, you can't have remorse, I guess. I'm just going to go for the Dragon Claw in case he decided to switch into Salamence to dodge the Earthquake or something. He's going to go into Keldeo now, and I know he's probably just going to revenge kill this thing, and I know I have rocks, or he has rocks up. I figured I'd just let Haxorus die. Got 2 solid KOs. I can't complain at all. It's time for Leafeon 2, Mega Venusaur. This is another winning matchup, because Keldeo cannot do a darn thing to Venusaur. He'll be switching out into Mew, which is actually fine, because I know I can take a Psychic, even if he has it. If he doesn't have it, whatever. I get a Giga Drain crit, which is pretty awesome, actually. I also carry the knockoff, so I can very easily go for that as well. He goes for the Nasty Plot, so it's confirmed he is a special attacker, and I almost guarantee he's going to have Psychic, which means he's going to be able to KO, and he does. Unfortunately, Mega Venusaur did an excellent job, though. It might not have scored a KO, but it put so much damage on a lot of things. It did a great job. Kudos to you, Mega Venusaur. I'm going to go into Doge, which is Raikou, which is the Jolteon replacement. He's here to do work. He's ready. This season, Raikou's out to go eat dinner. He's going to make prey of every Pokemon he goes after, like that Chestnaught. He just Volt Switches out, and I'm going to go into Gliscor. Yeah, it's another stall matchup, but hey, I know it's a winning stall matchup. He is Woodhammer. Why don't I speed it up again, because it is going to be slightly stally right about now. I just set up a sub, he's gonna Woodhammer. That's a-okay, because that Chestnaught is slowly whittling itself down. I'm gonna keep setting up subs over and over again. I'm literally just waiting by just going for Earthquakes and subs. Not much is really happening. I'm gonna go for a Protect this turn, just so I get a little bit more health. I don't know, there's not really a reason to. I'm gonna go for the EQ, and he's gonna KO himself with a Woodhammer. So Gliscor is gonna get a technical KO. That's a good thing, I guess. Goes into Keldeo now. I know Gliscor's uses are limited now. It's at like yellow health, as you could see. So I figured everything on its team could probably KO it anyways or come close to it. So I'll just fodder it off and get a safe switch into Doge. It's Raikou. I can go for a Volt Switch on anything on his team. He is going to switch out, even though it's at pretty low health. That Keldeo's at low health. He's going to fodder off Mew, which is just fine. This Raikou just destroys it. That is a dead Mew. That's major threat. That was the #1 threat I said at the beginning of the video, out of the way. You can see it took down my Mega Venusaur, but at the same time, Raikou just tried to get revenge for that Mega Venusaur. I'm gonna go into Weavile, get that Fake Out off on Keldeo, and now his last Pokemon is the Salamence. If it has Intimidate, he has a small chance of living an Ice Shard, but it doesn't, so Ice Shard is an obvious KO. I score the win in the first GBA battle. So that was a good game, Fizzy Stardust. Go check out his channel once again, and obviously we're going to talk more about GBA in a second, but I'd like to also say that this was a 3-0 victory, so that means we're +3 in the season as of right now, and other stats from other teams will be in the GBA Wordpress in the description. Now, let's get into next week's pitcher. Next week, we are playing the Steelix. That is coached by Joe. So he actually lost this week 5-0, which is a little bit, well, he had a bad start, so that's the kind of things that happen in sports. I definitely don't want to count him out. He definitely has some threats on his team. Let's look at the list. He is Landorus I. Not looking forward to facing that. He's got the Mega Heracross, which can be a pain, and Slowking with Regenerator. Those are potential ideas for the threats list for next week. I'm just looking over the list quickly. But he definitely has some potential in there, and I would not count him out just because of one bad loss this week. We're going to have to beat our A game, as we will every week, and hope that we can maybe get another win next week to get a solid 2 in a row. So that's basically it for today, guys. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe if you like this GBA video, because guess what? There'll be another one next Sunday. How exciting! Well, that's it. Well, see you guys later. Bye.